I'ma do it some nights. So what my eyes, that moment I visualize is coming. If you could see me now, see I'm gonna break through the life I knew. Been waiting, a dream come true. Still aiming. If you could see me now, if you could see me now.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Friday, and you know what? I had to do another Cardfight Vanguard video. We haven't talked about Cardfight Vanguard in a couple weeks because I took last week off, and a lot of cards got announced. We're going to be speeding through a bunch, but there's a lot I want to talk about. We got new ride lines for Stoatia and Dark States finally revealed. More new cards for Eugene, and some other things I want to talk about. So, without further ado, let's jump in. But if you guys enjoy the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I really appreciate all your support. Let's do it. Alright, first announcement we got. Effect triggers. We've got critical triggers for every nation. They all have the same effects. If they're on the rearguard circle, and after they boost, you can put them into the solo, give a unit 2k. Not a bad effect. It is nice to see that we're getting effect triggers this early on in the game. But I really like the critical trigger for Eugene, because sometimes you just end up calling triggers off the top of the deck, but it gives you a trigger that not only fuels your soul, but you can also use to, you know, pump another rearguard column. It's also good for all the Dark States clans, since the soul is like the most reliant resource. And in some cases, cards like decks like Zorga that don't have a whole lot of soul support, it's another card they can just pump into the soul. Moving on, we're gonna cover the two ride lines that we got. Obviously, we got their starters, generic starters. You know, you go second, you draw a card. But we're going to go into the Stoatia ride line first. The grade 1 for this ride line is Inroad Shooter. This is a grade 1, 5k shield, 8k power, common. Its effect is, when it's rode on by Ascendant Assault, which is the grade 2, you can call it straight to rearguard. Awesome. For any Stoatia deck, that would be an amazing effect. Continuous rearguard circle. If your Vanguard is Flagship Dragon, Flagberg Dragon, for the rest of the video I'm going to just shorten it to Flagberg Dragon, that's a long ass name, or Ascendant Assault, this unit gains Intercept and Power plus 2000, so it becomes a 10k attacker or booster, and if he's in the front row, you get Intercept. So, solid card. Are they going to run more of it? That depends. Stoatia has a lot of really, really good rearguards, and this deck in particular has a lot of crazy support. So will we see more of that? It really depends. It might just be in the right deck. Up next is the grade 2 Ascendant Assault. Grade 2, 10k, 5k shield. This one is a rare. And auto, this ability's cost may be paid with, in quotations, reveal a Flagberg Dragon or Inroad Shooter from your hand. So the cost for this actual skill is, when this unit is rode upon, cost Soul Blast 1 unit other than this card and call this unit to the rearguard circle. But instead of paying the Soul Blast cost, you can reveal the grade 3 or the grade 1 for the ride line in your hand to just call this out for free. Again, it's another unit that just calls itself out, just like the grade 1. Fantastic for any Stoatia deck. Auto rearguard circle. Once per turn, when your other rearguard attacks a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is Flagberg Dragon, cost Counterblast 1 and you can stay in this unit. This deck plays extremely close to Aquaforce, the way Aquaforce used to play, where it chains attacks together, and the more attacks you get, the bigger your effects. And you will see how once we get to the grade 3. Grade 3. Flagship Dragon, Flagberg Dragon. Obviously, it's got Twin Drive, it's got Persona Rod, 13k, no shield. This is a triple rare. Auto, Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1, perform all of the effects below according to the number of times you attack this turn. Just without calling any cards from your hand, as long as you use the grade 1's effect and the grade 2's effect successfully, that's already 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Not to mention any other units that you call out. But, listen to this. So if you get 3 attacks, you draw a card. If you get 4 attacks, choose 2 of your opponent's rearguards and retire them. 5 or more attacks, until the end of the battle, this unit gains power plus 10,000, and when your opponent would call cards from their hand to the Guardian Circle, they must call 3 or more at the same time. Now, personally, I think this effect should have been free, simply because the deck has a lot of Counterblast and Soul Blast costs, and as of right now, I'm not sure how great Stoatia's resource recovery is. Granted, they do have some amazing orders right now that let them call out rear guards, so that can actually get really silly. It's almost as good as Barrel Magnus if it weren't for the fact that the support around it is pretty expensive. I personally like the card. That guarding with 3 cards in hand is going to suck, especially since it's going to be swinging at minimum 23. Not to mention boosters. Say you want to perfect guard it, you have to drop the perfect guard, discard a card for the perfect guard cost, plus guard with 2 more cards. That is crazy. Alright. I also wanted to, for both ride lines, I want to throw in one more card. That was a support card that actually caught my attention. In the case of this one, we've got High Rate Burst Dragon. This is a grade 1, 5k shield, 8k power. This one is a rare. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is Flagberg Dragon, choose one of your other rearguards and it gets auto rearguard circle. When this unit attacks, if it is the first battle of the turn, counter bless 1, soul bless 1, stay in this unit until the end of turn. I really like this effect because of the fact that you can give it to anything. So let's just say you have the grade 2 from the ride line. You give it to the grade 2 from the ride line, swing with the grade 2 from the ride line, he automatically restands himself, swings again, you swing with another rearguard, you now use his effect to restand himself, and then you can swing with the Vanguard. Now, but if you look at the cost for all that, that's 3 counter blasts and a soul blast. That is a ridiculously hefty cost, but you do get all the effects. You get the draw, you get the retire, and you get the guard restrict. So I'm hoping they get some stuff to help them manage their resources a little bit better. Now, on to the new Dark States ride line. You guys saw the starter. Here's the grade 1. Desire Devil Goman. I hope I said that right. Goman. This one is a grade 1, 5k shield, 8k power. This one is a common. Auto, when this unit is rode on by Desire Devil Boshoku, the grade 2. Reveal Avarice Demonic Dragon Greedon, which is the grade 3, from your ride deck and draw a card. So you basically have to show your opponent that you're playing this card. That's actually pretty cool because Dark States is kind of freeform. They're grade 1s and 2s. Well, they're grade 1s more specifically. You can really play whatever you want with them. They don't require you to play specific grade 3s. This one does. You have to play the grade 3 in order to actually get the draw. When this unit is put from the rearguard circle to your soul by your Vanguard's ability, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, costs counter blast 1 until end of turn. When your opponent would call cards from hand to graveyard, they must call 2 or more at the same time. That is bonkers. I didn't catch that. So you don't get a whole lot of attacks with this. I think the most you can get is 3. But the fact that it makes it for the entire turn, your opponent has to cover 2 cards. That's a minimum 6 cards out of their hand. Not to mention PG cost. Not to mention if you gain more power. This is actually a really, really solid card. And once you see what the grade 3 does, you'll see why this is stupid. Moving on. Grade 2. Desire Devil Boshoku. Pray to God I said that right. This one is a grade 2, 5k shield, 10k power. This is a rare. When this unit is rode upon by Greedon, the grade 3, put a card from your hand to the soul. Search your deck for a card with the same name as this card, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. Not terrible, not bad. I would prefer if you can get a copy of a card you put as a soul or something else, but they still want you to get this card. Then this card has a soul effect. Continuous soul during your turn. If your damage zone has 4 or more cards, your grade 3 gets power plus 5,000. The reason this is nuts is because this affects stacks. So if you have 4 copies in your soul, your Vanguard is sitting on plus 20k every swing. That's why I want you to search another copy of it, because you're going to end up putting it into the soul. So it's not a bad card. You probably want to run at least 2 of this just so you can get the search off. Hell, depending on how the other support for this deck goes, you might be running 4. Now let's move on to the Mac Daddy. Avaricious Demonic Dragon Greedon. Sorry. Grade 3. Has Persona Ride. 13k. This one is a triple rare? Yeah. Okay. So, continuous Vanguard Circle. If your soul has another copy of himself, the number of cards in your examiner zone for you to lose becomes 7. This is so cool. We have never had a mechanic like this I've ever seen before. It makes it so you don't lose at 6, you need to get 7 to actually lose, just by having another copy of himself. You're going to be soul charging, you're going to be putting rear guards from the field into the soul. Hell, you're going to be persona riding. So getting that effect off is going to be wicked easy, and I honestly think it's hilarious. But his second effect is Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, Soul Blast 2, and put 4 standing rear guards into your soul, and stay in this unit. If your soul has 10 or more cards, this unit gets plus 15,000 power till end of turn. It's Dark States, soul charging is what they do. So getting the 10 cards in soul is not hard at all. Soul blasting 2, but then you put 4 rear guards into the soul. They have to be stand, so you can't attack with them first. But if you have a full board, you're still going to have one dude who can still attack, and one dude where to put your triggers. Now, the big problem I see with this one is going to be deck out. You're going to be soul charging a lot. You're going to be drawing a lot of cards with extra twin drives, because you don't lose twin drive when you do this. It's just, I can see the deck running out of steam or potentially decking out as the game goes on. But then you look back at the grade 2 and grade 1 we saw. The grade 1 makes it so your opponent has to guard with 2 cards for the entire turn, including his attack. The grade 2 pumps him up by 5k, and he gets to restand, so he gets to swing again. For every copy of the grade 2 in the soul, it can get pretty bonkers. So I think it's a really, really cool ride line. I'm really interested in the direction they went, and the fact that you have to lose at 7 damage as opposed to 6 is crazy to me. Next up, we have a support card for that. This is another grade 1. This is Desire Devil Inkin. This one, it was a double rare. Grade 1, 5k shield, 8k power. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, soul charge 1. Not bad. You played the game, you soul charge. When this unit is put from rear guard to your soul, cost counterblast 2, choose one of your vanguards, and it gets power plus 5,000 and drive plus 1 until end of turn. So that makes it so you get an extra drive check. Now, they were very careful about this card because they say after it's moved into the soul, and Greedon's effect is specifically you pay the costs after his battle. So you can't get 6 drive checks, which would be kind of crazy, but you do get 5. And it's literally just for playing the game. I think both of these ride lines are extremely solid, and I think they're both going to make some serious waves in the game. I do think they're both extremely skill-based, and you definitely have to watch your resources and watch your deck very, very well so you don't end up killing yourself. Now, you guys know it wouldn't be one of my videos if we didn't talk about some Dragon Empire stuff. I am hyped. But the first card is not one of mine. I actually think this card is so cool that I had to talk about it. I actually don't really like the Nirvana deck that much, but the new grade 3 coming out in this set, Verena Expecta, I think is really, really cool. It's a grade 3, triple rare, 13k power. It has Persona Red, though you don't want to ride this. You want this on your rear guard. Overdress. It has to overdress with a unit that is already in the overdress state. So you can do it with any of grade 2s, you can do it with the other grade 3 if you're running it. But it has a continuous rear guard circle effect. This unit gets the original power of all its original dresses, even on your opponent's turn. Now, if we look at the units that have overdress, obviously you've got Trickstar. Doesn't have overdress, but he's where it all starts. That's 5k. All the grade 2s have 10k, and then the grade 3 is a 13k. So this thing is usually going to be sitting at 28 on both players' turns, 31 if you're playing the grade 3. But then it has the big boy effect. Auto rear guard circle, when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater vanguard, if this unit is in overdress state, cost counterblast 1, this unit gets another 15,000 power and plus 1 critical until the end of that battle. But at the end of that battle, put all of this unit's original address into the drop. So you can have it sitting every turn with 28,000, or you can go and just push with an extra with 43,000 in a crit, not to mention a booster. But if your opponent survives, you lose all its original address, and it goes back to a vanilla 13k because it doesn't have any overdress anymore. I think this is actually pretty cool. I mean, the deck already has multi-attack, so to give it a powerhouse to just punch through, it's like PG or die. Because otherwise you're going to be dropping 5 to 6 cards to block that, which is crazy. Now, my boy Eugene. My boy Eugene got some more support. We got the triple rare slot. This is Howitzer of Duststorm Dustin. Grade 2, 5k, 10k power. 5k shield, 10k power. The fact that it's a grade 2 triple rare means you already know the skill's going to be banging. Auto. when this unit is placed on rear guard, if your Vanguard is Eugene, put a card from your hand to the soul, draw a card. Choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rear guards and retire it. That shit is basically costless. You have to say all you need is a card in your hand to put into the soul. It replaces itself. You pop a rear guard. So you get the soul charge, you get the cycle through a card in your hand, and you get a free retirement. Love it. But its second effect, auto rear guard circle when this unit attacks, costs Soul Blast 1, and this unit gains 2,000 power for each. It gains 2,000 power to the end of the battle for each of your opponent's open rear guard circles. The whole point of the deck is to retire your opponent's rear guards. So this thing's going to be getting a 10,000 boost pretty much every time you use it. For a Soul Blast 1, the deck has no soul problems, even with a Soul Blast 5. And that second effect is not on place. You can do it every turn. I am absolutely in love with that card. Alright, last card I want to talk about, because this video is getting kind of long. This is another order for Eugene. This one's actually a common, but I had to talk about it because it makes the future look crazy. It's called Ambush, Kill, Smoke. It is a grade 2 order. Play this card with a counterblast 1. If your Vanguard is Eugene, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets power 10,000 until the end of that battle. Sorry, I forgot to mention, it is a blitz order, so use it during your opponent's turn. At the end of that battle, choose one of the rear guards that boosted for that battle and retire it. So, you throw your opponent swings, you throw this out, counterblast 1, plus 10,000 power, and then you get to pop the booster. Here's why I wanted to make sure I talked about this card. This is the kind of type of shit where this shit started way back when. Kagero had a card that retired during the battle phase, during the opponent's battle phase, and it eventually evolved into Denial Griffin, which was one of the best G Guardians the game's ever seen, if not the best. And Ambush, Kill, Smoke, set 3, we're getting our first card that's able to retire during your opponent's turn during the battle phase. Granted, it's only after the battle, and it's only the unit that boosted, but that's just a gateway into more of it. First off, that's one less card you have to retire during your turn, and considering Eugene usually tops out around 3 retires in a turn, being able to get that 1 during your opponent's turn, that means that's 1 less you got to worry about. It's a 10k shield, which the game is sorely lacking on 10k shields. There's so many times where you have to overguard when your opponent's swinging with just enough to make it 10k, and you're just like, shit, I guess I have to guard with a 15k. This common is just exciting. I'm definitely running it. Anyway, guys, that's all the cards I want to talk about today. I know I went this kind of fast, but the future of this game is looking crazy. Obviously, we're going to get some games in with all these decks because we're making them. Me and my buddies are making all of them. I can't wait to upgrade Eugene as soon as the new set comes out. Obviously, keep an eye out for the deck profile. And hopefully we'll talk again soon when more cards get revealed, because there's still more cards to come out. But that's it for me. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links will be down below. But I will catch you guys tomorrow with another video. Later.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning.